This episode of Love Nation is brought to you by the Intercontinental Boston
Newcast
and thedatingrevolution.com. Hello and welcome to Love Nation. I'm Laurie Davis.
And I'm Thomas Edwards.
Love Nation covers emerging trends in the dating world, and today's trend is
Interspatial couples. So if you don't understand what that means, it's basically this. Short men are dating tall women.
right. And so part of the reason why this is happening is because both groups are sort of discriminated against. Short men and tall women, society, even as far as salaries are concerned, they're discriminated against, especially the men.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've always seen shorter guys have to overcompensate for the fact that they're a shorter person, and it's just created this stereotype of a Napoleon complex for short guys.
Right.
And now it kind of just makes sense that the two of them get together.
Yeah, and tall women, it's not easy for them either.
No, by any means.
And I think that both groups can sort of empathize with each other, and they're coming together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 5% of American couples have the woman being taller than the guy.
Overall. And then as far as the age groups break down, if you're 35 or younger, it's 35% of couples. That's a huge percentage.
Definitely, as opposed to less than 8% of people who are over the age of 65. So it's definitely a trend that's going to be on the rise as we get older.
Definitely. And if you look at power couples out there like Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, Tom Cruise is only 5'7", she's 5'9". It's only a couple inch difference between them, and some couples it's more drastic, but it's definitely something that we're seeing even in pop culture now.
Definitely. And let's really get into it. I mean, shorter men and taller women are seen to be well educated to produce a reasonable salary, and I mean that the affluence combined with the confidence is allowing them to be able to make that preference.
Absolutely.
That they can date someone who are either significantly taller or shorter than them.
They feel more confident making unorthodox decisions, for sure. Like they're a little bit more outside of the box.
Definitely. And if there's any tests to the true value of an interspatial couple, more than half of them have been together for well over 10 years. And so it's not like this is something that hasn't been working it's been working for quite some time.
Right.
And on top of that, most couples believe that, especially those who are younger than 35, believe that having that kind of height gap makes the relationship better because it's something that they both can share. It's that commonality that makes the relationship grow stronger.
Definitely. So let's talk about some tips.
Okay.
All right. So one tip that I have is, this is a trend that is on the rise. If you are interested in a woman who is taller or a guy who is shorter, you shouldn't be afraid to approach them, whether it's online or in person. Be confident and go for it. You don't have to comply to these traditional height requirements anymore. Definitely.
And to kind of piggyback on that, short men are actually seen to be funny and pretty kind. And if you remember a notable short man that's funny and kind, you remember George Costanza from Seinfeld. I mean, obviously people made a lot of fun of him, but he was actually a good guy. And the woman that he was seeing in the show was taller than him.
And I think as this trend rises, also you can find a lot of gems that are just they haven't been snatched up yet, if you will, because of this slight stigma that's been attached to them. It
creates this barrier. So the quickest way to break through this barrier is to be yourself. If you're a funny, kind, strong person who has a lifestyle as comparable as someone, let's say, of my height, because I'm 6 feet, then you should totally go for it. Don't be afraid to approach that taller woman. If you're a shorter guy.
And as far as online goes too, people's height requirements that you see, I wouldn't be afraid to approach them even if you don't fit within that.
Oh, definitely.
Just what is an email going to hurt? I say this all the time on so many different subjects, but it's the same. What does an email hurt? It doesn't. Just go.
Yeah, I mean, if height is the only thing that's preventing you from wanting to talk to this person or email, you should just totally go for it. I mean, if you fulfill every other requirement except for that, you should totally go for it. You have absolutely nothing to lose.
No.
All right, so before we get into the email today, let's get into our sponsors. And so, once again, just want to thank Intercontinental Boston, and we're actually in the Champagne Lounge here at Rumba, which is an amazing, amazing bar. They have well over 100 different types of rum, which is phenomenal. This is actually the VIP section, so limited viewership when it comes to this
Love
area.
Nation.
Yeah, definitely. The location of the hotel is great because it overlooks the Boston waterfront. Great staff, great people. Definitely check it out. There's great restaurants here as well. Sushi Tech, which is a sushi and tequila bar, and Le Miel, which is a French restaurant. And so there are tons of things that you can come and see at Intercontinental Boston. So we just want to thank them for allowing us to shoot the show here.
Another one of our sponsors is Nukest. It is the internet's first safe, secure, and confidential online sexual history tracker. This unique service allows its members to manage their sexual history and assess their sexual behavior in the forms of charts and graphs, calculate your risk of obtaining sexually transmitted diseases, and it's free. Visit nukest.com.
And our third sponsor is the Dating Revolution, and it was created to democratize online dating. Their proactive filters and color-coded search results ensure that you contact and are only contacted by the best quality matches. From reporting members for dishonesty to community-based structure that's coming soon, their site is uniquely designed to return power to the daters. So check it out at thedatingrevolution.com.
All right, so our email today is... Okay, so...
This just sounds good.
It is good. It's good. Okay, so this guy that wrote in is sort of stuck dating a married woman.
Oh, Jesus.
He can't get himself out of it, like emotionally.
So he's asking us what he should do.
He's asking us how to move forward.
You want me to take this?
Yeah, no, you start. I'll
Okay,
jump in.
so I'm going to be an ass about this because there's really no excuse. I can understand the appeal because you want something that you can't have. Obviously, this person is emotionally committed to and invested in someone that she is married to. So it's not like you're going to go in there, get her to divorce her current husband, and then marry you. It's just not the fairy tale situation that's going to happen. So you just really need to move on. What you need to do is...
The other thing is...
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So what you need to do is start limiting your availability and your exposure to a situation. You really just need to make the necessary steps to kind of just ease this out of the situation. I'm not saying to completely cut her off, especially if she has that emotional value to you, but you need to limit this to a point where you can actually move on with your life and get out of this rut that is not going to be healthy at all.
Because the fact is, you deserve better.
Yes.
You do. It's okay. It's okay to say that. You do. You deserve way better. And so I think easing yourself out is a really great idea because it's probably going to take a little bit of time for you to recognize that you actually do. And, another idea is to, if you're online dating or if you're, go out and flirt. Flirt with other people, and as soon as you do that, you're going to instantly feel this other people are attracted to me, and I can do this. I don't need to be with someone who's already taken.
But you're not even with that person. She's with someone else. Like, an affair is not a relationship.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So you're not in a relationship, so you are entitled to go out and actually flirt and do whatever it is you want and date other people. So do that. I mean, these are the necessary steps that you need to take to actually move on out of the situation because it's going to get more and more unhealthy, more and more unstable, and you're going to be in this downward spiral that is going to hurt you.
It's only going to hurt your confidence also, and then you're going to feel like it's impossible to get out. So it's important now to start trying.
Definitely. Make the move. Make it happen. All right. I felt a little passionate about that. My apologies. All right, great. So that wraps up this week's episode of Love Nation. If you want to find us, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm your wingman.
And I'm eFlirt Expert.
And we'll see you guys next week.